when I talk about it, I still get chills. The entire crew was from the Caribbean. I heard my language the entire day. I was like, oh yes. And I see all those young and talented, like set dresser, lightning, camera, focus puller, everything. I was like, thank you. This is the future. We're making steps. So there is a movement, and what I'm happy to see that also I see more and more people of color making their own stuff. You know, nowadays through internet you can do a lot. You're not
restricted.
yeah, exactly. And you're not like, you don't have to wait for a TV station, or you can make your own, you know. And hey, if you support each other, you can make it a huge success. And yeah, if a TV station picks it up, maybe you don't even need them, right? So make your own and bring your own group. I just finished, like a half a year ago, I was asked to be in a short film of a young, super talented filmmaker from Aruba. And this was his graduation project of the Hogeschool van Kunsten van Utrecht. And his story was about actually his youth growing up, being as a guy, teenager. He came here with his mom, and the area was not so good, and he falls in love. The girl gets pregnant. What to do? And he asked me to play the mother role. And we talked, and I said, you know what, this is incredible that you're doing this, and let's rewrite some kind of, you know, tweak it here and there, because I also wanted the mother role to have a little bit more body, and we just did that. And the day on the set, when I talk about it, I still get chills. The entire crew was from the Caribbean. I heard my language the entire day. I was like, oh yes. And I see all those young and talented, like set dresser, lightning, camera, focus puller, everything. I was like, thank you. This is the future. And I applaud you guys. And if I come up with something, I'm going to call you guys. So there is hope. And I'm really, really happy that, you know, there's a new group of actors and makers who are from the African diaspora, who are, yeah, making a statement and showing who they are and what they can do. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, although, I don't know, some actors maybe it's yes or no. Do you go to the cinema much?
Yeah, I really love to go to the cinema. That's even like when I had my period of my downfall. I was in a depression, and it was really, I was not in a good place, and I didn't have any money. But the only thing I spent my money on was cinema pass. The reason I did that was like 20 euros a month. And I had to live from 10 euros a week, just to see, you know, tell you how the the reason I gave myself that was to get out of the house, first of all. Second of all, that I could do something for myself, which I love to check out movies. And also it's my craft, to stay in touch with my craft. So those three things were my main reason for me to get that pass. And I still have it. Now I upgraded it. I have the gold pass now.
Oh, they hand that
Yes.
to you? Or that was just a freebie for you? Is that amazing?
I was like, thank you. I'll just, no. I was like, I'll just give myself that. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but yesterday I went to see Will Smith's new movie with a friend. I can go now and just enjoy it, have fun with it. So, but I think it's really important to go and check it out. What's going on?
So the last film you watched?
Was Gemini. Yeah.
American film.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you had like ratio between Dutch content that you watch on the big screen and American,
American,
80%, 50%, 60%,
I would say 90%.
90%.
Yeah. Because I still think that the Dutch movies we get to see don't represent me. I don't feel them. I'm like, yeah, seen it all. Okay, next. And I don't know. The America, I always had a thing with America, so that's also for me a big plus. So one of the reasons why I watch more American TV than Dutch.
I wanted to ask you about the diaspora connection. What do you think connects all people who have roots in Africa? What do you think connects?
What connects us is the warmth. When I see somebody or greet somebody who is black-ish, that's how I say it now, because we come in all shapes and sizes and all colors. You feel warmth. Simple thing, you give each other a hug. That's not typical Dutch. Give each other a hug, or and you see each other. It's really weird, because when I walk in like a small village where they have more white people than black, when I see a black person, I greet them. I'm like, hey, hey. It's always so like, oh, there's one. Hey, how are you? Good. I see you. Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of white people. I just greet my people, that's how I see it. And it doesn't always come back friendly as I would love to. But hey, yeah. So I really have to think about a situation. What would... Let me think. Because the question was...
What connects us?
Yeah, exactly. And
living on different countries.
Yeah.
And living
and still having the same... Well, it's first of all color. It's first of all, I don't know, it's the way you move, music, food, and warmth. I think those are the main things that really connects us. And I've been to Ethiopia, I've been to South Africa, I've been a lot of places, and food is one of those things that is really, really important, because that connects. And yeah, the touchiness, you touch each other. Yeah, I think that's one of those biggest connections. Yeah.
And when you look at the journey of being blackish or black and Dutch, and the movement and the activism that has started to come up, do you see any correlation between like the African American, the black British, and the black Dutch experience? Do you see any thread in terms of political journey?
If I see resemblances,
or
if
if you see any similarities or like patterns evolving, because I feel like they are. I feel like there are similarities where you've got first generation who are in survival mode for the most part, unless you came for your education and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then the next generation is like, okay, we are here and we need space for ourselves and our story. And I think we're second, third generation in the Netherlands, kind of, and maybe it's. The States is probably 100. So
Yeah. They're further.
So do you see any benefit to more dialogue between the diaspora, since there's similar patterns of like political awareness, consciousness?
I think so, and especially now with internet, you know, you read more, you get to know more about the history. Especially me coming from Curacao, where slavery was 100 and maybe 60 years ago. Was done. I still think Curacao still lives under the wing of Holland, which is a difference between Suriname and Curacao. Because Suriname said, no, we're going to do it all by ourselves, and Curacao still... but I think the generation now is more aware of the past and also more aware of what they want to do for themselves, instead of like the first generation is like, okay, we're a guest, or we have to do what is told, and then the other one's like, oh, like this. And I was more like, okay, we're here, I'm allowed to be here, I'm here for a reason, let's make the best of it. And because of the knowledge nowadays, I think the third generation or the fourth generation is more, relaxed, but also more active. Yeah, and I think that's an amazing generation. For me, that's why that generation keeps me young. And I like to ride on that. I'm like, yep, generation 4, I'm here. Let's go. Yeah.
And I'm curious to know in your journey how you transformed from being shy and self-conscious and having the negative experiences to embracing yourself as you are, and just sharing that in your craft and in your space.
Well, because I knew what being a shy girl, I knew what that brought me. The only thing it brought me was being in the house, the entertainer in the house. And at a certain age, I thought, okay, you know what? I want to be seen. I want to be known. I want people to recognize me for my talent. And if I'm on stage and being shy, then how do I give you the message or let you listen to me? That's not helping. So for me, being on stage was like liberté, and I knew if I'm on stage, people would listen to me. I have something to say. And because of my past and my goals and what I've been through, I knew I'm not the only one who experienced that. And I know a lot of people who did experience that are not in a good place right now. And for me, I was like, okay, no, I want people to know that you have the right to be here. You have the right to choose to do what you would love to do, as long as you have the right mindset and the right people around you. And so being an actress, I also want to tell my story so people would feel that they don't see like they don't see the differences but the similarities. I'm a human being. I go through stuff. I'm normal. The only thing I do is I'm in front of the camera. I like acting. That's my thing. But hey, maybe you're an actor, a doctor, or a teacher, or that's wonderful. But to tell my story and being a public figure is a tool for me to tell people to move on, move forward, and if you have dreams, just go for it. Don't.
And was there a moment or a certain moment in your life where you like, I'm gonna be me? Was there a particular moment where you just were that, or was it like a gradual opening up of yourself?
I don't know if I had that moment, because it's a constant battle, going through a lot, being a young girl who was not being seen or accepted, and that also is in my work. If you don't get phone calls from a casting agency, you don't feel seen, you don't feel good, you good enough, so it resonates into your entire life. And I mean, my profession is being the actor, being seen, recognition, all of that. And if you don't get the phone calls, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe that was just a lucky shot. Maybe I don't have talent. Blah, 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 blah. And after my downfall, that's how I call my I don't say black period, because black is beautiful. I just say my downfall. I got up again. And I was like, no, life is too pretty. I have a beautiful son. I have a wonderful family. And I'm not done yet. Let's go. So, yeah, I just picked myself up and called agencies. I just got work doing that kind of stuff. And for me, every day is a day that I wake up and I thank that I wake up again, that I breathe, that I have my house, that I thank a lot because I'm grateful. So the aha or the moment, there is a moment every day. But I also have moments that I'm like, close the curtains, F off. I don't want to do with anybody, especially a certain time every month. I'm like, done with people. Don't want to talk to you. But no, I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. So, but it's a constant battle. It's not something that, oh, I'm done. Let's go. No.
Please like and subscribe. Shatter Choose Films.